Hello, the doc is in and welcome. Well, I'm back. I think it's been like 2 weeks or so. Um, I was not going to make a video today. Why? Chapter leaks came out. I read them. Why was I going to make a video? They weren't hype enough. That's about it. It's not enough hype. I like my fights. Alright? I like my squabbles. I am your basic shonen nerd who just wants to see the guys throw hands. Now I enjoy my story as well, but especially like setup chapters are good when they're discussable. There isn't really much to discuss in this chapter. Quickly run through what happens. I mean, it's really quick. I mean, there's more details and probably get more dialogue that may be more interesting when the chapter actually comes out. But the gist of what happens is we just cut to Kenny, and what is Kenny doing? Exactly what we thought he was doing, which is killing the stray calling games players. So we get some random girl who looks like Earl but isn't Earl, dies. Then Hanazuki, whatever his name is, the guy who's friends with Reggie, who had the blowing up body parts technique. He pulls up on Kenjaku. Actually, I don't even know why. Actually, now I think about it, because he doesn't like try to fight Kenjaku. He kind of pulls up on him, says some stuff on him. Kenny tries to kill him. He tries to run away. Then he gets caught and dies. Well, that was interesting. They had a conversation. Like I said, dialogue will be dialoguing when I can see it in English and can read it. Then at the end, we get talk about it. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. And so then, that's set up for the next fight. Well, one of the fights, Takaba versus Kenny. That's gonna be cool when it starts. I mean, well, it did kind of start. Kenny shot attack at him. Obviously, Takaba didn't take any damage, and he's like, "Oh, this is weird." And yeah, that's it. It's a setup chapter. Now, is that bad? No, it's good. It's a good setup. That means we're getting more fights. We're gonna get, because as it stands, we have way too many good characters and way too few main bad characters. We only have 3. As of now, we have Kenny, Sukuna, and Urame. Urame seems to be fighting Hikari. Hikari is probably enough to beat Urame. If we get one more character on Urame, she dies. Sukuna, honestly, the whole team can get out there. I'd be iffy if they're going to take him out. Alright. Fair. Kenny, honestly, he's just chilling. I feel like Big Yuta is gonna pull up on him, and that's gonna be a big fight. But it is good to like break it up. It seems, and based on the timing of the fight, well, at least the timing of the dialogue, it suggests that this is during the Gojo versus Sukuna fight. Because everybody was because I remember people have been mentioning like, oh, we haven't seen Takaba this whole time in like the monitoring room. I guess certain characters left to go. Well, talk about specifically, but certain characters left to go, try to deal with other stuff during the main fight, the main card, the strongest versus strongest. So that's cool. We get an idea of what's going on in the past and what was been going on in the background. Great, but let's just be honest. We just wanted to see Higuruma and Yuji pull up on the fight and start squabbling up with Sukuna. Alright? Let's really be honest. Some of us just want to see Higuruma. We just want to see Hikari fight Urame. That's what we wanted to see. Alright? We got hyped up. Got to see Yuji's arms were like, oh, it's not curse technique time. And nothing. Nothing but a mid-tier chapter. Well, mid-tier setup chapter. And I guess that's not KK's fault, because you think about it logically. Because this is why I really made this video, because logically there was no way for him to put it anywhere else. Because trust, if we're mad about it now, before the fight starts, right? Because going forward, if Yuji and Higuruma are in there, if they are about to lose, someone else is gonna hop in there. The fight's not gonna end without someone else pulling up. So if we don't cut away, right? Well, in essence, when it comes to Sukuna fight, it's going to keep going from this point forward. From this point forward, there's no more stopping. It's going to keep going. If we don't like the fact that we're cutting away to Kenny now to see him and Takaba fight. We're going to despise it if it happened in the middle of the students versus Sukuna fight. Right? The fight didn't even start yet, and I'm kind of like, I guess if it was in the middle, bro, inconsolable, no, unfathomable rage. I'm pissed. Alright, so it's kind of like, it's just one of those things where it's like, it sucks. Like, I would have preferred if we would have just seen Sukuna versus Itadori and Higuruma, but there's really no other way to do this, because we know for a fact Kenny's not going to show up to the fight until everybody else is dead. And while it sounds fun to be like, oh yeah, Kenny's there, everybody just fighting on the same battlefield, this is not like your other shonen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen. If Kenny pulls up a cursed spirit arsenal, he is just going to jump to the other side. Not to say they're weak enough that they would lose a couple of curses. We're saying potential thousands of curses at his disposal. They're just gonna lose if he's there. So it makes sense for someone to try to cut him off before he gets there and just beat him and or stall him, just in case the students can complete their plan without Kenny showing up. Because if Kenny shows up, he has a vested interest in just making sure everybody dies. There's literally no reason for him to not, if he's done with the outs of just all the random cutting game players, right? There's no reason for him to not just overwhelm the students and have them die. Not a single reason why. So logically, it has to go this way. Kenjaku has to be busy outside, and someone probably has to go fight him, so then potentially we can eliminate that issue as we try to finish the card games. It's just that easy. So yeah, annoyed, a little underwhelmed, but to be expected. I'm not mad about it overall. And yeah, that was basically it for this chapter. All right, see y'all.